This is Radio Free Cybertron, the Transformers podcast. We're the world's first and oldest toy and action figure podcast, and I'm your host, Brian Kilby. With me this week is Chris, who was there almost from the beginning.
From December of 1999, yeah.
Yeah, like literally missed like episode, something like that. There's Don.
Maybe 4, yeah.
Don, who was not there at the beginning.
Yeah, I was not there at the beginning, but I was there at the beginning. I was there before the fandom existed. I'm the oldest. I'm one of the world's oldest Transformer collectors. Probably
Don is the only person on this podcast, perhaps, that I have written into a fanfic before I knew him.
Before Radio Free Cybertron Don was.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, I was there before when it started in '84. I was there.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I was too. I was 5, but I was there. There's Matt.
And I have not been here since the beginning, but God, I have been here for almost 10 years.
Yeah,
Diecast too.
Diecast was here before me.
Yeah. Rob's been here longer than that.
A little bit, yeah.
This would be, 14 years almost?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Rob wasn't here when we rebooted RFC, but like...
He was here shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
Definitely between like 2011 and 2012, I think.
I thought Rob came back I thought Rob started in like 2009, 2010.
No, because he got involved with us because I pitched to John that he should be on New Soundwave.
Is that how that happened?
After that turned into the video game podcast.
Obviously it's not the case, but I remember it being, JD and I started the show back on a regular basis. I tried to get in touch with you and John, and I eventually did, and I just thought you brought Rob with you then.
No, so New Soundwave was Rob's in with this, and then I think we had Rob do a Toy Fair spot with us once, and from then it just kind of rolled into, he's good basically in everything we put him in, so let's just have him on RFC.
Yeah,
we need bodies.
I literally just remembered him from like the almost very beginning of the reboot. Okay, I was wrong, but hey, you know what, Rob, in my memory, you go back 14 years.
he was still here before Diecast, and that's what matters.
That's what matters. Yeah.
Hi, Diecast.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey, there's quite a bit of news this week. I was talking to a friend, Dusty, the host of RPG Lessons Learned. We and I were talking a couple days ago, and it's like he's apparently, clearly based on his question, he's not listening right now. It's like, is there any Transformers news going on? I'm like, there's news every week. And I'm like, I know 4 or 5 years ago, we were really, really like trying hard to come up with anything to talk about news-wise.
Yeah.
And I described it to him. I think probably what it is, one, there's all the leaks.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, Hasbro tries to dribble out news to get
ahead of the leaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's completely changed like everything in that respect, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I love today's modern, like really communicative Hasbro.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also one thing that means is we do most of our content is around talking about the news, talking about like what we got, new stuff. Where in the past, people have come and say, why don't you guys talk about like a topic? Like, why don't they do this? Why don't they do that? Hasbro did
well,
this.
23 years later.
Like, we ran out of every single topic we could ever talk about up until that point. Like, we literally did that. So we kind of reinvent ourselves every few years. We're sort of like, I think, found like a nice rhythm.
We regenerate.
We're probably getting overdue for some innovation here.
Yeah, I think.
Or shake up.
Yeah, I think we may do like a death race thing, or maybe Don will start doing the show topless or something.
That's funny because I told Christy after we had dinner I needed to go throw a shirt on, and she said, "Nah, don't. All of your female fans will like that." And I said,
"Yeah,
no, they won't."
There's a lot of implications in what Don just said, and I don't want to unpack any of them.
Don was eating dinner without his shirt on.
Well, it was hot. We had the last couple of days.
The mashed potatoes were so hot.
The last couple of days have been very rainy and cool, and so we ran the air up so it wouldn't kick on. And today was almost 78 up here, and it was very hot.
We don't need Don. We don't need to do why. It's okay. It's okay. Just let us have our imagination.
All right, that's getting cut out of the show.
No, I'm leaving that in.
Yeah, but we could always start maybe taking it went on the slow news weeks. We could maybe talk about particular episodes, how they relate to current toys.
I mean, we haven't really had slow week like that in quite a while, but one of the things I've always liked doing when we have had a little extra time to burn is, when that happens and we're also be able to stream live, because that's not always a, one-to-one thing. I like being able to throw out to our Discord members for live question and answer
used to
session.
do that a
That's
lot.
fun content. Yeah. Back when we were, as you say, grasping for content from week to week.
Yeah. Hey, so now there's no shortage of anything. For example, first look at Masterpiece Hoist and full color Raiden pictures of MPG.
You
Raiden.
missed the transition, Brian. I'm disappointed.
What was the transition?
Well, as soon as Don said he had his shirt off, you should have said, like Don, we have some Masterpiece news. Like Don with his shirt off, we have some Masterpiece news.
Maybe I'll edit that out.
Those two Venn diagrams don't even meet, Diecast.
So what do we think about Hoist?
I think he looks better than Trailbreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to fit a little better.
I mean, people seem to like Trailbreaker who've gotten him, but I think just from the thumbnails, I immediately think he looks better than Trailbreaker.
Well, I always thought there was too much Hoist in Trailbreaker anyway.
I thought that too, looking at it. It was obvious they were building Hoist into this as much as they had
Now
to.
that I see Hoist, I totally get that.
Yep.
I mean, I've got the X Transbots version, which is a really good version. Diecast, you've got that one as well, right?
Probably,
the X Transbot, yeah. What am I saying? But if that comes out, I may switch them out because I've always liked Hoist, especially for a Decepticon Raider in King Arthur's Court. But I think we'll just have to see how much he's going to be and comparisons.
The other thing too that you could consider, Don, since there's the Burnout redeco of Masterpiece Skids, there's a very strong chance they're going to do lift ticket off of this, and you can get this in that deco and not.
That would be because I've got Fans Hobby Outrider for my Trailbreaker, and if they do a blue Trailbreaker, then I could pick that up as well. I hadn't thought about that, but you're right.
There are a couple of colors for Trailbreaker they could do.
Blue and yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got the yellow X Transbots they did for TFCon. I got a really good deal on that a couple of years ago.
It's nice looking too, Don. That one's pretty sweet. What do you think about Raiden?
Well, it's pretty much the same thing I thought about before, except now it's in full color, which is just doesn't look like I would want a Masterpiece Raiden to look. It's too round and squat.
He's bulky.
I think I already have 3 of them.
Yeah, me too. And the 4th one's coming up.
Here's what I thought of
I'm pretty sure I have that one pre-ordered. I have not ordered the 5th one anywhere yet.
It's not up for pre-order yet, is it?
The 4th one, I think so.
The 4th one is. 5th one's not. I don't think. I'm late if it is.
I mean, I saw Raiden, and the first thing I thought of is Lauren Green introducing this because there's so much kibble on it. It just looks.
Explain that joke, Don, because I don't get it.
Lauren Green was the Alpo spokesman back in the 70s before he went to do after Bonanza and before Battlestar Galactica. He was the Alpo spokesman. It's just Raiden has a lot of kibble. Normally the character does, but on this it looks bad.
Yeah. So we also have a photo of, and I can never say the name of these characters, other than Shoki, Kaen. I think maybe the best looking one. I like it.
I mean, it might be the best looking one, but it's still, a Masterpiece train bot, which means the engineering is going to be a nightmare, and it's full of clear plastic, and you just won't want to ever touch it.
What you say? It's a Masterpiece train wreck?
Yeah.
Show title.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I mean, Khan might have the best robot mode out of them, but at this point, I don't think anybody's fooled anymore. These are not Transformers to actually interact with. You pick what it's going to be and you leave it that way forever.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I dread the thought of actually turning these 6 things into Raiden.
But you know what? That's exactly like my vintage Raiden. I don't want to touch it. It stays Raiden forever. And so at least it has that in common.
The sad thing is I would trust transforming a vintage Raiden a lot more than I would trust transforming these 6
toys.
toys.
Yeah. I know you're not wrong.
Well, there's actually.
I
there's
took
actually,
one of the masterpieces out of the box, and part of it literally fell off.
Yeah, the original toy has more plastic in it. Well,
Well,
solid
more
plastic.
plastic, yeah.
Yeah, solid plastic.
And to Don's point earlier, like, vintage Raiden might have a lot of kibble too, but like that whole combiner is laid out in a different way where the kibble doesn't seem like it's like intrusive on there. It doesn't fit. Like Masterpiece Raiden looks like it just has extraneous stuff hanging off of it because they didn't want to integrate it in.
Yeah, it's stuff. It's places to stick stuff if you don't want a Ziploc bag of parts in a drawer somewhere.
Pretty much.
Hey, and so in further news, the pre-tool for Sideburn was leaked.
Yeah, our first look at Legacy Shadowstriker, who we've been, hearing a lot about on leak lists and, coming up in conversation. And, separately, we were like, wouldn't it be great if they like redecoed Hot Rod or something into a new Sideburn? And so instead, they kind of mix those two ideas together. So Shadowstriker is a pre-tool, obviously, for RID 2001 Sideburn.
I'm actually mad that this means I won't get Hot Rod redecoed as Sideburn now. Definitely.
I
Oh no,
agree.
you will. It's just further down the list now.
Way further down the list.
But I think like robot mode, Shadowstriker looks pretty darn good.
Yeah.
I'm torn on the vehicle.
It's kind of generic Legacy styling squad.
Like that's something I'm going to have to get in hand to look at because I realized like a Dodge Viper is a very distinct looking vehicle and they do not want to mess around with licensing fees and anything like that. So I get why it's different. I need to see it in hand to see if I like it or not. But I like the robot mode. I like where that's going.
Okay, so Shadowstriker's vehicle mode is actually fairly accurate to the design art for Cyberverse Shadowstriker. They got that part matched up with the character correctly. And I've been studying this, and I think when it does come back as Sideburn at some later point, the vehicle is probably going to be somewhat different than this. Like, I'm not saying they're going to license the Dodge Viper like this, but they can probably make it more of an Earth car shape than it is right now.
Yeah, because
I was going to say, get ready for repaints because there will be many.
There's at least 3, right? So Super, the regular
6.
Well, yeah, if you count actual OTFCC, Roulette, and Shadowstriker,
or then the Universe.
Yeah, the 3 colors of Sideburn, and there was a clear one too.
Which I doubt that would be high up on the
I hope they skip that one. But like give us the red one too and name it Speedbreaker.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. They've said they like doing sets, and the Car Robot Brothers are kind of a set.
Yeah.
But I will say that vehicle mode in my head in the blues and whites would not look right for Sideburn. It would not look.
The deco would have to do some heavy lifting.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah,
it really
and that's
would.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Don. Like when this comes back as Sideburn, I don't think it's going to be that vehicle shape.
But it looks like there's enough shell. Like she's using the hood.
there's a lot of stuff hanging off the back that they can retool to change the way that car looks.
Yeah, and still basically function the same. Just your shell is a little bit different.
Yeah, this works a lot like original Sideburn did, where most of the robot is just tucked inside, and like usually that's a criticism, but since it's like accurate to what the original
toys were, they were shell formers.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we can probably look past that, and this actually seems to integrate vehicle parts better than like the average RC does anyway. So but I think they can reshell this and make a different enough looking vehicle so that Sideburn doesn't just look like Shadowstriker's vehicle mode, but in like blue with flame deco.
Yeah,
I really want to see the OTFCC decos done on this.
Yes,
one way or the other.
Very much so.
Because that's why they have combined Cyberverse Shadowstriker into a Sideburn body, because they're paying tribute to that as much as they are the Cyberverse character, and arguably more. But the robot head is at least accurate to Cyberverse, so they're kind of translating that.
Yeah, Paladin raised a good point in our Discord chat, tfradio.net/Discord.
Thank you, Don.
If this is a precursor to other RID brothers, I have a bad image now of Strong Arm with one gigantic hand to prepare for X-Brawn. And I can kind of see that.
Oh, gosh, that's right.
I'm not sure they would do the giant arm on X-Brawn.
Maybe it could.
now.
It would look
Maybe
wrong.
Well, maybe it could be like a add-on feature, like instead of getting the gun, you get the giant hand, and you can pop them off like you would the Optimus Prime gun or the Gamer Series stuff, and then you just replace it if you like.
Or, it may be
like it's his Thunder Punch or something,
or a shield or something that
Yeah.
you can actually like choose not to stick on his
Yeah,
arm.
they would probably do that.
or
Yeah.
they would get all the leftover Blitzwing hands and just pack one in with that and call
Yeah,
it a day.
Really, all they need to do is do like they do with half the Blur figures. The hood, just slides off of tabs that where it can either fold cleanly onto the back and stay there, or it can slide off, and then you peg it onto the arm for the big X-Brawn mode. Like it could work. It would not be ideal, but like I unfortunately think Peldon might not be barking up the wrong tree here. I also do feel like this brings back the question of, okay, is this just going to be like the Energon strong arm design body, but with RID strong arm head on it?
Hey, I really want to talk about the next item. Let's jump to it. So,
Okay.
From Transformers Toys on Twitter, packaging prototypes for previously unknown Earth Wars subline or Earth Wars line from the 90s. So it's like very reminiscent of Beast Wars. The styling of packaging has a Cyberjet on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was something, it got to this point in development. So probably repaints, though, like Machine Wars. But it just made me think about all the things like, so we've all talked about my legal kerfuffle with Hasbro back 14, 15 years ago. And, it was in respect to me. They thought I shared information of something that I had access to that, something that never came out. There's so many things that never saw the light of day. So as a deep cut, there was that guy on Twitter, Patrick Stewart, who everybody thought was a troll, who was just posting stuff from he called himself the Hasbro Insider.
That was you said it on Twitter. That was All
Toys Transformers. He was that was way before Twitter. He was posting stuff at All Toys Transformers in the late 90s. So it turns out that guy was real. He really was at Hasbro. So he might not have been he might have been talking about real stuff that people just thought he was crazy and lying about. It would be interesting just to see like what in the hell he was talking about. Maybe I should link to like some of his posts. But it would just be interesting to see all the stuff, or at least get a glimpse into all the stuff or the things that like never saw the light of day. And I would just like to know more about this.
Yeah, so one theory about this is that this was just like an early take at what would become Machine Wars anyway.
I thought this
I was
was post
wondering
Machine
about
Wars.
that.
I thought this was like after.
Yeah, I
Machine
was
Wars.
thinking maybe this was like a follow-up line.
Yeah,
to
this
Machine
I
Wars.
So the information they've gotten so far from the person who provided them with this is that it was mid-90s.
Okay, I thought it was specifically 98. I read somebody say something about 98 post Machine Wars, but it's probably speculation.
Probably. But from what we have, what little there is right now that they've gotten from the source on this, like, prototype Machine Wars is a strong possibility. It could also have been another like side run line, maybe for like the year of G2 that never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Earth Wars and Beast Wars could have been designed to run in parallel also. Whether the same way Machine Wars did as an exclusive, maybe originally they had an idea that they would run as a general retail line alongside to use up some of those G2 molds.
From that perspective, Machine Wars sounds like more of a differentiation from Earth Wars.
Yeah.
So I could see this being something that was scrapped in place of Machine Wars.
Yeah, and especially since actual Machine Wars used just like modified G2 box art in a lot of cases for unrelated toys, basically. Like, yeah, I could see this being what led down that path.
I love it though. It's fascinating.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to know like what toys were considered for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this would be a thing. Like if Jim Sorensen could get a second art book out with the late 90s assets, like this is the kind of stuff we probably would learn more about because he would be able to dig up those resources.
That'd be great.
Probably.
That would be pretty awesome. Just really I just love the look of it.
I love learning about like newly discovered things from way back then. It's one of my favorite parts of this hobby.
Yeah. So, also speaking of something I didn't know about, so on Mandarake a couple years back, there was an ATV Megatron that they had. And I don't know how many ATV Megatrons are in the wild, like 24. I don't know. But they sold it, and it was like $2,000. And at the time, it's like, man, that's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. But just how much things have inflated over the, when it comes to toys and collectibles, that seems like totally reasonable now in some respects. But I was searching for it, and I didn't know that there was that Saltman Z was released in G2 packaging as Robot Man Z.
No, I didn't know that either.
I had no idea. So it was just really fascinating. So it's just something I learned this week. I posted about it on Twitter. If you can check it out on my Twitter at @bkilby. Just fascinating. I found it on Mandarake. They had sold one, and it's the first time I'd ever come across one. So I love finding out things like this that I had no idea existed. It's on a card instead of a box.
There you go. We need that Titan's Return toy repainted again.
Yeah, there you go.
What I think when that records line was pitched, we thought it might be Saltman and Robot Man decos rather than the Diaclones it turned out to be.
Yeah. I remember speculating that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this didn't see this earlier. Leaked first look at apparent Beast Wars versus set 04 Tigatron versus Blackarachnia. So this is what everybody is talking about with Tigatron yellowing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I saw some jokes about Tigatron yellowing, and I'm like, do we have a new Tigatron? What?
It's the same old Tigatron. It's just a new facelift.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, the deco will be probably noticeably different from the Hasbro version.
It'll probably be vibrant white.
Yeah, I would tend to expect that, at least for a little while.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm on my second Tigatron because my first one did just yellow with its tiny bit of age it had. I need to check on that second one too and see if that one started to go yet.
So was the outer shell like PVC or whatever the plastic was?
It was still just the nylon part. So it wasn't all the white parts on it, but there was distinct yellowing on the unpaintable plastic, like joints and stuff.
Such a shame.
Yeah, it really is. So Blackarachnia is notably different in having the orange spider legs, which up until now, if you wanted to do that, you need to get the Target 4-pack from like 2 years ago now.
Oh, right.
And the regular retail Blackarachnia and swap the spider legs between them, which is not it's not a difficult thing to do. I've done it myself. Yeah. But
so
if you never, and the black legs from retail Blackarachnia actually work well on the 4-pack Blackarachnia too. It kind of fits that deco better.
But now I can just spend more money and fix it.
Yeah, and also get a Tigatron that's not yellow yet.
Yep. That's nice. I like it. I saw this earlier. The Symbiote Studios SDCC 23 exclusive plush Slug. That's interesting. It's cute.
Cute. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Not bad for $30.
I guess my question is why Slug, and instead of any other toy?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
It's probably the easiest Dinobot to make as a plush.
Yeah,
Sludge
I would think so.
Well, I mean, Sludge has that neck and everything. It might make it
Snarl would be a nightmare with all the blades.
Right. Swoop has the wings.
Grimlock has tiny little arms.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we solved that one.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, yeah. So, I failed to mention this up front. So, it's today as we were recording this. It's May 31st. It's almost June. So next week's show normally would be on Wednesday the 7th. It will be on Thursday the 8th. The live stream, so we'll be a day late because of Rise of the Beast. And because of that, it's time for the Rise of the Beast block. Studio Series 102 Optimus Prime. So from Sam Smith, I guess on Instagram.
Yep. So the really interesting thing about this, we knew that this was going to start as a partial of Studio Series 38. So they allocated budget for 4 new toolings to change out parts and make it look more like what it looked like in this movie. But instead of just, changing Studio Series 38, they took those 4 molds and made an entire toy.
Nice.
So it's the same process that Cosmos and Override went through in the Velocitron line. So there is still some parts left from Studio Series 38, the wheels and the clear part of the windshield.
That's
all
weird.
that's left from the original toy. The rest is all brand new from just 4 tools, 2 of which are nylon tools, unpaintable plastic tools. So he says that there's a lot of paint work on this because they had limited plastic colors to work with. But for how this actually came about, it's pretty amazing. And also this is why Target is getting what appears to be a whole new mold exclusive in the form of Studio Series Voyager Rise of the Beast Optimus, because that would have been negotiated before they knew they were going to engineer a small miracle out of it.
I'm mixed on it. I don't love it, but knowing that's impressive.
I like the proportions on the robot mode better than Studio Series 38 in general. It's got a little bit taller, leaner, more heroic proportions to it. I don't really care for the vehicle mode as much on the new one.
Mm-mm.
I think the original did that a lot better, and on the whole, I think Studio Series 38 is probably the better toy for that. But yeah, I'm impressed on a technical level how this worked, and I definitely recommend going and checking out those Instagram posts. There's some breakdowns in there of the mold layouts for that and the new parts, what is it, what materials, and also it shows visually what the leftovers are from Studio Series 38.
Yeah.
You can get that from the show notes, tfradio.net/833. So yeah, if you're interested in how this stuff is designed, that's a really good post to go check out. There's 3 different ones, and the information kind of spread over the whole set.
So this is that black repaint we were talking about before. The next item, isn't it? Weren't we talking about a black repaint recently?
I think this is the new mold.
The new mold. Why? So it's sold out.
Yes. This appears to be a Takara Tomy initiative, and Hasbro Pulse, is carrying a quantity of them.
I didn't even see this come through my email. When did it pop up?
Either yesterday or today.
Yeah, I think earlier today.
Today, for me, it popped up about 1:20, and I went online and it was already sold out.
I think it looks awesome.
It looks pretty good.
It needs some color.
It needs some color, but otherwise, I think it looks pretty darned awesome.
Is this going to be leader sized?
We're not sure. The best information we have right now, there's a Big Bad Toy Store listing that may be for this. I haven't checked in on that in the last few hours, but that was calling for a height of close to 12 inches. So it's a big boy. And it seems to unsurprisingly use engineering ideas from the original Ultra Optimus Primal toy from Beast Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
the cannons that come out and everything.
Yeah, and just kind of the way the Beast and Robot modes work in relation to each other. But that's kind of an if it's not broke, don't fix it mentality thing going there.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm at that webpage now. Did you need me to look at something?
I just pre-ordered it.
Oh, from Big Bad?
Oh, it's sold out.
On Pulse, yeah.
I think visually, this is probably the most screen accurate movie Optimus Primal that we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Definitely in the Beast mode, it's got the face pretty well right.
It's kind of funny that it is simultaneously the most screen accurate and the most accurate to the original toy at the same time.
Yeah, that's an interesting paradox, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
I'm excited about it.
Because I was on the fence about getting Primal because I like the chest gimmick, the way the chest switch and everything, but it looked just kind of blah. I mean, so I guess if I'm going to get a Primal, this would probably be the one I would want to get.
Yeah, if you want to spend $60 on it.
Yeah. Well, I've pre-ordered
$61.99 from Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, pardon me.
Yeah,
I just don't understand why Hasbro Pulse get like 5 of these. They're sold out.
Well, it was a limit of 3 per person, so
well, there you go.
Yeah, it could have been people looking to flip some possibly as well.
Unless you're in Quebec, you can't order it. I don't know why.
Because there's probably no French on the packaging.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
All packaging for in Quebec has to be bilingual.
Mm-hmm.
That's lame.
I love that it has ports for all the little Battle Masters. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if those missiles are actually spring fired or if they're finger flipped.
They're the pressure launch missiles. You can see the little bulb in the middle of the.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that. I missed that on first glance. Yeah,
we don't really get spring launch missiles anymore. These are easier because there's not like additional parts and assembly. It just all works with the parts.
Yeah, it's just I didn't even think about that as an option. I just merely went spring fired is what I was thinking.
Is this the only Takara initiated version or toy that we know of? Could something else
so far?
Yeah, it's the first one I can think of. It's not unprecedented though, because they had their own version of evasion mode Optimus Prime. I think early in the Bumblebee movie line.
Yeah. I'm glad they did it because I like this way better than anything else that I've seen from Hasbro. And I'm never the Hasbro guys, like I'm never that person, but like I do genuinely like this.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's nice to see Takara take on something that it looks like it definitely has some paint work. There's a lot to it that makes it something unique from just what we've been seeing in mainline and studio series.
Outside of Masterpiece, they don't initiate a lot of Transformers projects on their own anymore. It is kind of nice to see that.
Yeah.
I miss like a big leader Optimus Primal or Optimus Prime or something. I don't get that nowadays. So if this really is like 12 inches tall, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because that's something we haven't seen in a while.
Looks great. Let's see here. So I'm seeing Rise of the Beast in an AMC theater next week. Hopefully they will have this popcorn 10.
I hope so.
That looks
I checked with my theater today and he said he thinks they got them in. But apparently they won't sell them till that night.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So, because I thought because there were photos out there, I thought actually some people were buying these now.
Some people work for AMC Diecast. I think it's probably what it is.
No, but I specifically thought I saw a post where someone said they went to the theater and bought it already.
I don't even want to put popcorn in it. I just want it.
Yeah. So
I love popcorn. Don't get me wrong.
I'm sure once release night hits, you can go and buy the tin and just tell them you want the tin, you don't want the popcorn. I think it might have been for the Optimus Prime head bucket, but I believe there was like a separate price quoted for the container and container with popcorn.
Right.
You can definitely go just buy the vessel.
Yeah. This looks like it has holes where the smokestacks would be. I wonder if you put them in. If you see that top photo or the photo from the top down.
I mean, it's very possible.
Yeah, that would be cool if it even has smokestacks and everything.
Okay, this is weird. So Transformers Fortnite collaboration, I guess to make it work within the mechanics of the game, the Transformers are the size of people.
Or the people have always been the size of Transformers and we just never had the frame of reference to
It's just
prove
weird.
They've all been pretenders all along.
Yeah. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about Fortnite.
Me either.
Played a little of it. I think it would have to be person size for it to work unless something has very much changed since I last played, which was a long time ago, so it probably has. But Braden, come on.
So there is a KFC Singapore promotion for Rise of the Beast.
Let's see.
Includes like an insulated flask and stickers. I want a KFC chicken sandwich sticker. Yeah, I don't understand. It's just.
I mean, the flask is okay.
Awaken your senses. KFC Cross Transformers movie event. So is this like so this is in a box, so it looks like it was something that was sent to influencers to get them excited.
Possibly.
Or a display for,
Yeah.
Set up for KFC itself.
Yeah. Hey, that's something.
It very well could be a setup box, just considering the time frame here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there is an event. Hasbro celebrates Transformers brand with free experimental fan event, Transformers Battle in Brooklyn on June 3rd.
There's always a battle in Brooklyn.
It says food, fun, and surprises. Now, they're really hitting this because they've emailed me about it twice, wanting to make sure that we mention it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if people aren't signing up for it or what. But there are food trucks, Transformers product showcase, a graffiti-style mural from Dragon 76, and I have no idea what Dragon 76 is.
I mean, I presume that's an artist.
Yeah.
The release says Japanese street artist Dragon 76, so
It's at Waterbury Street and Schools Street.
Yeah. But if you're free this
Schools.
weekend and you're in Brooklyn, you can go to this Transformers event. Now,
I think they're going to have an Amazon pop-up store there too, if I'm not conflating two different events.
that's cool. And Diecast says he's not going to it.
I'm not going to Brooklyn. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, travel into the city is not like the easiest thing.
No. Cool. Okay. What do we get this week? I'll go first.
No, I want that third-party thing at the end in too.
Oh, I missed it.
That's yeah.
I'm
'Cause
sorry.
I think that'll be relevant to Matt also.
I'm
cool.
sorry.
I pre-ordered it.
DNA Designs released Samurai Armor for Legacy Prowl.
Same.
cool.
Yeah, we all knew it was going to come with that Prowl coming out,
Well,
but
hope.
it looks well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we figured someone would do it, but it does look pretty good. It does look like it's going to really be a nice add-on set.
Does it turn into a sidecar? It turns into a sidecar. Okay, good.
Yes. Yeah, it does all the things. Got a little helmet that pops down over Prowl's head.
That is
it
pretty
seems
nice.
it seems to attach with the 5mm port on the back, and then the shoulder pieces actually wrap up from underneath on armatures. It's not clear how much of the original arm articulation is going to be preserved with that, but like for what this is, it's probably the most elegant solution available.
Yeah.
What's the price?
I mean,
$29.99.
Yeah, pre-orders are running about $30
That's
from
not bad.
US sites.
Yeah.
No, it's actually quite reasonable, I think. I'm probably going to get one.
I'm pretty sure that's how the shoulder armor on the original Samurai Prowl worked too, and you could
Probably.
navigate it out of the way of the shoulders fairly well. So,
Mhm.
hope if they're but taking inspiration from that engineering, I imagine it'll work out pretty well.
I figured that'd be something Matt would be interested in, since Matt loves his animated.
I do love my animated, and I love Prowl with his samurai armor.
Uh-huh.
And can you lay it out flat like he's dead?
Yes.
Too soon? Okay.
It's only been 15 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Okay.
I think the fact that it's been that long since animated hurts worse than Prowl.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, it does.
Very much so.
Okay, so let's jump to what we got this week. I will go first if I can. I got one thing. Diecast for my birthday sent me Gamerverse Bumblebee,
Oh.
Nice.
and I'm not gonna lie, I have not had a chance to transform it yet, but I fiddled with it, and it does my favorite thing that any toy that I can think of in the longest time has done. Do we want to guess what that is?
Pulls his arm off.
Storage for the weapons
Ah,
built in.
Nice.
That is my favorite thing. Everything should do that.
yeah. Well,
Yes.
yeah, it totally should.
Everything should do this. Hasbro, everything should do this. I love that. It's a very nice toy. I just have not had any free time to transform it. But it's a lot better than the original Bumblebee. I never cared for that toy.
You know, since Hasbro refuses to give me a glyph and a tap out off of any Earth mode Bumblebee, maybe they'll use that.
That'd be great. I'd buy it.
I'd like to see Glyph off of Origin Bumblebee.
I would like to see glyph off of Origins Bumblebee, but they've yet to do it. So maybe
Yeah, I know.
this
Well,
one will finally.
maybe they'll do a 2-pack and use one of each mold.
Perhaps.
That sounds like it would be frustrating in some way, so it's not impossible.
Yeah.
So- and they were based. That was the keychain, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we need
Mhm.
we need a keychain third party attachment. Yeah. So Don, what'd you get this week?
Oh, I got a variety of items. Christy went to Ollie's to pick up some things with a coupon, and they had some He-Man figures from the Masters of the Universe, the younger skewing one. So she got me a Hordak, which is probably as close as we're going to get design-wise to the Princess.
Diecast got that for my kids.
Yeah, the
Nice.
Princess of Power. So it's not close, but it's as close as we're probably going to
My
get. And it's
kids
not,
love diecast.
yeah, and it's not a bad, not a bad looking figure.
It is
Well,
nice.
He's about their age, so
I went by GameStop and I had enough reward points to renew my pro membership with my points. And when I renewed my points, I got a third of that back as a re-sign bonus. So that plus my $5 monthly reward,
My head
I was-
hurts.
I picked up the War Machine version of the Capcomer for like $15 with tax.
Oh, neat.
Okay, cool.
So I thought that'd be nice for the Iron Man shelf. I don't know if I'm going to keep this or not. I want to see some video reviews of Studio Series Rhinox, but I picked up mainline Rhinox because the Studio Series in Rhino mode, those back legs look terrible. It's just, it doesn't come together as neat as this one does, but it also at least has a little more color. So I'm going to hold on to this till I see some videos for
Where'd
Studio
you find that, Don?
Series. I found this at Walmart.
I've seen none of that at Walmart. I
Yeah,
need to-
my Walmart has one Optimus. They got in one Optimus. I'm not sure what the case breakdown is, but there was 2 Rhinoxes and 1 Optimus, and I already had Optimus.
that probably was the case breakdown.
Okay, all right. There's that. At Target yesterday, I found Legacy Swoop
Oh, nice.
and Scar.
Hmm.
So I have not had but they were there on the shelf. It looked like it was a reshipped Grimlock because I saw more Grimlocks there than I had.
Paladin said breakdown is not in this case, Don.
Now, this right here is not a name brand Transformer. It is a Marine Morpher. I can't tell you anything more than that, although it's in the same base color scheme as the Toy Easy battleship warships.
With
that
your
are being-
lighting, it looks kind of like Energon Jetfire.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was thinking Armada Jetfire, but yeah.
it looks like Armada Jetfire and Energon Jetfire colors.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but it's an aircraft carrier, and then it launches missiles and planes from the bow of the ship. That's the missile launchers. Plus, I've watched a video on this from both Vault Matrix and Ben's Collectibles. It's a really good looking figure,
Take
and
a
there's
drink.
and there's also available that I purchased an upgrade kit that lets you turn it into broadside.
Oh,
Wait, there's an upgrade kit for like a knockoff
Yeah.
janky, not janky, but
Well, no. There's hang on a second.
was this like a dollar store toy or
No,
what?
this is on several sites, but it's very hard to find right now because I guess because those videos people started buying them. But hang on,
Yeah, it looks like
Okay,
something
so-
from Dollar
What
General.
sites, Don? You said
I don't know. It looked a little more elaborate than that to me. But
Big
Mm.
Lots.
yeah, like Big Lots. Are we talking or?
So you said there's a broadside upgrade kit. Does the upgrade kit come with parts to make it turn into a plane also?
no, there's no plane parts. But considering the last broadside that had a plane mode, I don't really mind. But also, he does have the feet included as well.
Okay.
Does it not
Uh,
have feet otherwise?
No, it's just to give him the broadside.
How does it look with Devastator?
Oh
uh,
yeah, can it crush Devastator?
If it falls on it hard enough, I guess.
Huh.
The last thing I got was this.
Oh, he got a Guardian robot.
My second of 2? Question mark.
How did you Donomics it? How much was this?
Well, actually, it wasn't a great deal, but TF Source had them on sale
Oh yeah, I saw that.
for $159. I had enough reward points from when I got the seekers that I was able to negate most of the tax, and I still got the free shipping. So I figured, I'm saving right at $50. I'm getting free shipping. So I have the 2 that I wanted. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And oh no, I found them somewhere for $99. Maybe I'll buy a third one. Oh no.
When you do find one for $99, like, I want to be the first person you tell.
Yes, let me know.
I will let everybody.
The price started to come down on Amazon as well, and then now there are none available.
Yeah, so
they'll be back.
Yeah, so I went ahead and just now I've got the 2 that I want for my display. I don't have to worry about it. And if I find them cheaper down the road, if I want a third one, it won't bother me.
Yeah,
I did think about that TF Source sale, but I think I want to be closer to like 130 before I actually start thinking about.
Yeah, I was.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to wait, but it's like there's nothing else there that I want, and I've got that reward money, and it pretty much nukes the taxes, and I still get the free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that's not a bad deal for right there.
Yeah, that's I have to say it's really nice. I've not bought a Transformer in weeks. Other than like a pre-order, and it's wonderful.
I showed it to Christy, and she loves the color. She thinks the colors look great.
Yeah, pretty.
I'm waiting for a orange G2 scrapper to show up on eBay, and that's the next thing I'm going to buy. So, Matt, what'd you get? Anything?
Nothing Transformers, because still can't find anything. Keep trying, but
there's plenty of Rise of the Beast toys out there, Matt.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response.
Some of them wouldn't be bad.
Well, the Voyager Prime that comes with that Rhinox is not bad. There's a lot of gunmetal gray, but it's not bad.
That's not even gunmetal gray. That's just like Hasbro neutral gray.
It might not be bad, but I still don't care.
Okay.
So,
Fair.
So I bought another Marvel Omnibus. I got Volume 1 of the X-Men. It starts with giant size.
Nice.
And last week I forgot to mention that I got the Blu-rays of the Max Fleischer Superman cartoon.
I got that too.
Oh, neat.
Nice.
I found where that got delivered, and I just stowed it. I put it somewhere and forgot about it. So I look forward to watching it.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of these since I was a fairly small child, but I can imagine how well they're going to hold up today with some of the
material is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of its time. But yeah, that's it for me.
Rob.
I got nothing.
Chris.
I think the last Transformer I bought was that RED Shockwave I talked about last week, which was already a couple weeks old by then.
Okay. Diecast. What'd you get?
Got a mini bottle of Coca-Cola. No Transformers. I'm kind of like Matt and you. There hasn't been anything at retail that I want to buy.
There's nothing at retail. Plus, I really need an inventory of what I have before I buy anything else. Now, there's certain things out there. If I came across a Grandis that, like, here, Brian, this Grandis, it's $100. Okay, I'll buy that. Or I'm not going to find a Grandis for $100. But if there's something that I absolutely know that I don't have, but I'm always at risk of buying something that I already have because my memory sucks.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So, especially with G1, unless, again, it's something rare in Japanese, I might have it and not realize it. It's happened before. So, and I'm really, I might not even want to complete G1. I might just want to have, like, some really nice, pristine examples of certain toys. And my collection might just be, like, 20 or 30 really nice, like, boxed G1 toys on one shelf. If it turned into that, I could probably die happy. It probably won't turn into that. It'll probably be a complete G1 eventually, but I'm not there yet. Okay. That's it for what we got. Okay. If you want to get something, though, you can always go to tfradio.net/Amazon and buy it. It doesn't even have to be a toy. Like, I bought a telescope recently.
How's that working out?
I say recently. I bought it 6 months ago when it was cold, and I was really excited about it. And now that it's warm, I keep forgetting that I have it.
So you were warm on it when it was cold, and you've gone cold on it since it got warm.
Yeah. Yeah. But, you can buy anything there. Toilet paper. toothpaste, mayonnaise, or Miracle Whip if you're Don. I subscribe to energy drinks. I have a subscription to Rockstar Recovery, orange flavor, and also Monster Hydro Purple Passion.
There's
need to up
so
that.
much wrong in those statements.
Mm-hmm. But if you need to buy something, it's awesome. Plus, it also helps us out. Any purchase you make, a little bit goes toward, us. Doesn't cost you anymore. Of course, we also have our Patreon, so it's the end of the month. So June 1st is a great time to start because you get the whole month's worth of value. So each episode of the show is ad-free, and it's at a higher bit rate. So the public feed, there is an ad, typically an ad or two at the beginning and at the end. Then it's a lower bit rate. But patrons get a higher, clearer version, and also they don't have any ads. And also we post the podcast a day ahead on our Patreon. So if we post it on Thursday on Patreon, the public feed gets it Friday. So day ahead. There's a weekly Patreon exclusive pre-show podcast. If Don drops the F-bomb or something in the show, I would edit that out and put it in the Patreon feed as a separate unedited show. Please don't do that, Don, because it's a pain in the butt. So we have a backlog of Hot Fives need to be posted. Those will get posted here in the next 2 weeks when I'm on vacation. But you'll get that a week early. Patrons at the Touch tier get to be on Hot 5. And again, patrons at the Touch tier get to be mentioned on the show each week as a thank you. And they're also listed at tfradio.net/credits. And I'm going to go and do that now. Kevin Dorsey, AJ, Eric Griffin, Tyrell Gwynn, Rick Mahurin, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Ness, Joey Russell, Sean Williamson, Spider Bob, Jay Klein Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, Jason Hiley, and TJ Petrucci. Thank you guys so much. You are awesome. We really appreciate you. And again, we have our
name pronunciation thing worked out since last time.
Yeah.
Good.
Last week, I just kind of got confused, and then he sent me a note after that. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I haven't responded back because I'm so behind on email right now.
Mm-hmm.
But sorry about that. But I got it right. We also have our. We keep forgetting about this, but our Discord is a function of our Patreon. Without our Patreon, we never would have had the Discord, and you can find that at tfradio.net/Discord. If you're a patron, there's a patron channel there. You can
That's posting it like every 6 or 7 weeks.
That's great. our primary stuff is actually pretty active. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's not so overwhelming that you get lost in it, but it's active enough that if you look 5 minutes later, people are talking about things. So it's not like it's actually really awesome.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's like the place to find me.
It's a nice, safe place to talk online.
Yeah.
About toys and stuff and Star Trek.
It's a safe space.
It is a safe space. So, Diecast said that a little condescendingly, but it's true. So here in a couple of weeks, I'll be very active, I think, in the Star Trek channel because Strange New Worlds comes back.
Well, you'll be active in the spoilers channel for the first 7 days.
Yes,
worth of,
this is true. This is true.
Yeah.
So,
I'm looking forward to that also.
Yeah, I wish I should have. I don't think we had the spoilers channel when Picard was going.
We did not.
Yeah, so
I added that in the last 10 days.
Yeah, so I wouldn't. I couldn't go in there and talk about Picard without spoiling it. But now in that spoilers channel, I'm going to be talking about some Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
I can't talk about it on Twitter. I can try to do it in text with a couple of friends, but it's fun talking about it with Triplet. My friend Jason, he and I have just such diametrically opposed opinions on Star Trek. I don't even like talking to him about it. So I need an outlet for Star Trek, and it'll be our Discord.
Rusted Cross wants to know if, in the spirit of RFC trading cards, we could produce RFC collector coins.
Those trading cards, I'm 80% of the way done with the design on them. I am so close. I was going to just I know I haven't mentioned it in months, but I was just going to like spring that on everybody when I get a chance to finish it.
And then we move on to collector coins.
We'll never do anything else like that again. No physical goods.
Oh.
No physical goods. I still need to finish the cards. Like I just need to go in and finish the last couple designs and get them printed and ship them. I've got everything to ship them. I just need to finish designing them and print them. But there's that. And
will it come with stale gum?
I don't want to distribute food in the mail, but that would be great if it did.
No.
Yeah. Maybe the NES. Maybe I'll get like I'll open a pack of Garbage Pail Kids or something. Actually, I can't find all of my Garbage Pail Kids, like the sealed packs. I have no idea where they are because I was going to throw them on eBay. I've got like 25 or 30 packs of Series 4 sealed, and they're in a box somewhere and I can't find them. But yeah, all that, patreon.com/tfradio. It's pretty awesome. Let's see here. You can find all of our stuff at tfradio.net. We have Twitter at tfradio. We're on Instagram at tfpodcast. We have our YouTube at wherever that is. I don't even remember. I use YouTube so infrequently. I don't even know. Like, you just go to tfradio.net and click on the link. It'll take you there.
Or just search for Radio Free Cybertron on YouTube. That probably will work.
Yeah. Let's see. You can find me personally at briankilby.com. I posted a couple of podcasts recently, or at least one, and some content, doing a little bit more of that. I'm finding that as a nice creative outlet when I have like 5 minutes. And I can record some stuff like while driving, and nobody who listens to that podcast cares that there's some road noise.
If anything, it adds to the atmosphere.
It adds to the atmosphere of that one. So, and honestly, even though now that it's June, I really need to start working on my Christmas album this year. Because normally I just do it in November and I squeeze everything in. I have decided that this year I'm not doing an album. I'm just doing like 1 or 2 tracks. And instead of being like public domain stuff, it'll probably be original material. Like the original materials, the stuff that's usually the most fun to do. And I'm not going to try to squeeze in a bunch of other things. And I'm going to try to do it earlier. So, but all that stuff, plus like several Christmas albums and things that I've done over the years, my blog going back to the early 2000s, briankilby.com. Chris, how do people get a hold of you? Discord?
Yeah, find me in our Discord, playwithphotography.com also, and my Amazon wishlist, tfradio.net/chrislist.
Ness said he's going to start selling bootleg RFC merch to offset his Patreon costs. I endorse that. Rob.
I'm on Twitter at Rob Flails, which is connected to Flailthroughs, my YouTube channel. It mostly covers Gundam Battle Operation 2, which is now live on Steam at last. So if you are a PC gamer and been wanting to give that a try, it's out there. I covered basically my first hour of gameplay yesterday on the channel. If you like what I'm doing over there, patreon.com/flailthroughs, you can send me money for it and make requests. And also I have an Amazon wish list with my birthday coming up in about 3 weeks with tfradio.net/playlist.
Big 4-4. We're the same age, right?
Yeah.
I'm like 2 weeks older. It's hard to, like, Triplet and I were talking this weekend, and we're at the age, obviously now, where we do math to remember how old we are. And he was convinced he was a year older than he is.
Okay.
Yeah, like, at some point in your life, it flips from, I know how old I am, to I have to do math to figure it out. And we're definitely at that point.
My dad did that for, like, a whole year in his, like, mid-20s, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay. Don.
I can reach on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. Also, my birthday is coming up on June 21st. I will be 53 years old. If you would like to get me something, you don't have to, but if you would like to, I do have a list at Amazon, tfradio.net/Don's list. I've taken all the China cabinets off because that's one thing I didn't mention that I got this week was my wife found a super nice China cabinet for $150 on Facebook Marketplace instead of the $500 plus ones we have been looking at Wayfair. So if you would like to take a look at my list and possibly get me something, you're more than welcome to. I do appreciate it. And that can be found there as well.
Yeah, my birthday is coming up in a week. If you want to get Don or Rob something, just go to their thing. So, diecast.
Don, don't you just stop celebrating after like 50?
No.
No,
we should get
at
an
this point,
AARP
I'm
membership.
celebrating. I'm celebrating that I'm still here.
Uh-huh.
You know, up to 50, you're celebrating all the stuff that you've learned. After 50, it's like I'm still here. Yes.
Woo! Made another year.
You can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. You can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast, and you can see my reviews at tfradio. Or no, does that still work?
Probably.
tfradio.net/reviews.
I'm checking
Or
right now. It does.
youtube.com/RFC reviews.
tfradio.net/reviews still works.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. I'm hoping to do a review on something that is shipping soon.
Oh, what you told me about?
Oh, no, I should do that too.
You have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. Is that it? Did I cover everybody? I did? Okay, well, my camera's starting to mess up. I need to fix all this computer crap. I'll see you next week.
Take care, everybody.
Oh, I forgot to record.
That's not what the little thing in the corner of my screen says.
Yep.
Okay, I can't do that now.
Your camera's been a little glitchy the whole time.
It's been glitchy from the beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
It may be the camera. I reset, as in setting, like putting it in a place. Reset the USB into my laptop's dock as opposed to a hub, and it's still doing it. It just may be dying. Let them die.
That's what Don's was doing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not dissimilar to what Don's was doing. Whenever that was.
Yeah.
Let
I
it
really
die.
like. Yeah.
Kill it if you have to.
Yeah. I've got like 3 other cameras laying around. I can just throw one in.
You should do like multi-angle and just like randomly switch.
I used to do that.
Yeah, but you had like multi-angle, like so you could point at different things. They'd all be pointing at you just from different angles. Get yourself a motorized slider. Have one camera on that, so it's just like panning around you.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. There was a point when I was crazy enough that I would consider doing that.
Yeah.
Like
no, I mean, at one point, if we had all been in one vicinity together, where you would have had us actually you probably would have tried to rent an actual studio space, but you would have at least had us like over at your house, every week doing it, and you would have had stuff like that
I
for
had
that
the
purpose.
location picked out.
Say, I don't think we've all been in the same location since 2016.
2018
we
is
have.
when 2018 is the last when most people came to visit.
Yeah,
Not
I
everybody.
couldn't make it.
Rob didn't make it.
Yeah, I said.
Yeah.
But I don't think 2019 was the last time I was with more than one person. Like I've hung out with Don a little and diecast a little.
You were with me and Dawn and Diecast at Dawn's wedding this past October.
I was okay. I wasn't. I was thinking convention. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking TFCon was 2019. Yeah, the wedding. I forgot about the wedding. That was fun, except for when my kids were making it not fun.
Well, kids.
We ended up leaving early.
Wait,
because
what?
We ended up leaving.
Not you.
What?
And look at our Discord.
Yeah, is that I saw that. Is that an official toy, or that looks to me like
I don't know.
it doesn't look
It
official.
says copyright Tomy on there, but I don't know if the whole thing is just like an elaborate fake.
What's what? Because I can only do
It's
one
an
thing at a
it's an
time with my
Optimus.
computer.
It's an Optimus Prime lunar lander.
Huh.
For the Japanese space agency.
Does say Takara Tomy.
I mean, it's got an Autobot logo on it. I think it's legit.
I hope it's legit. Well, from the price, I'm not sure if I hope it's legit.
Right.
Yeah.
This could be like the machine robo they did for Japan Airlines that was only available on one flight.
Oh, so you have to actually go to the moon to get this.
Probably easier than getting that machine robo figure because it was only available to that one flight one time, I believe.
I mean, I'm not immediately picking out anything on this that's obviously from another toy where this would be like an elaborate fake. So maybe this is for real.
Spirit Armor, I think it's very similar to Cybertron Prime. I don't know if Galaxy Upgrade Prime used the same design, but it's the closest I've been able to come up to any existing design I can think of.
Let me actually show this on screen for.
Yeah, but I mean, like the arms look all different. The leg detailing besides the pelvis looks very like new, unique.
I mean, I would buy
Manicar says
this.
it looks like it. Manicar says it looks to be Legends Grand XL crowdfunding thing.
So where I like the Canon Rebel Optimus Prime, like I have no interest in that, and I skipped it. This is something I think I would buy.
It's kind of neat.
I'm tempted. Yeah.
How much is it? US dollars, Chris. You're always good with that stuff.
85, 80.
Yeah, 85.90 with the current exchange rate.
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
Yeah. If it pops
it's a
up on
crowd-
Amazon Japan and I can get a okay, yeah, somebody just retweeted a video from the official Takara Tomy Transformers PR account. This is real.
We'll talk about it next week. It's not.
Yeah,
like,
if this is a crowdfunding thing, like probably you're not going to have like after the fact options on Amazon or anything.
you have
It's
to
just going
buy
to
it
be
from Big Bad or somebody.
Yeah.
probably So it's going to be more expensive.
Let's see.
Of course. But yeah, I mean, as long as it's not,
You can probably find one in a baggie on Taobao. Don't worry about it.
I'm hoping, but it might miss a wheel.
Well, it's got 6 of them. You won't miss it that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
Well, there's our first item for next week's show.
So if I'm finding myself.
Thursday.
Yeah.
I say I don't have any free time, and I really don't. But I am squeezing in Fallout 3,
Mhm.
like between like tasks sometimes. So I never played through Fallout 3. I really started with Fallout 4. So I figured
3 and New Vegas are both very good.
Yeah, so I really want to. I started New Vegas like contemporaneously when I was playing Fallout 4, and at the time I couldn't get over the graphic differences and like the mechanical differences. Now that it's been so many years since I've been really into Fallout 4, like it doesn't matter. I have to I have to relearn a couple things, and like it's nothing major.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Yes. But I am playing 3 and I'm really enjoying it.
Good.
And a lot of the things that I thought were original to Fallout 4, like a lot of the soundtrack, I didn't realize was just repurposed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to New Vegas.
Okay, so I think Campfire is like the Japanese crowdfunding site this is. Yeah, and it looks like either I'm not sure if the crowdfunding is period is starting now and ends June the 8th or starts on June the 8th. It's one of those two.
I mean, that'd be a very short period.
Yeah. Apparently, you can also you can go for a slightly higher tier that comes with a stand for it. If I'm reading right.
It's just the generic
Masterpiece stand, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a video that's very interesting.
Yeah, the animation on that is nice.
I wonder if we can fund it through Campfire.
Probably not.
I'm hoping Big Bad just gets it in and I'll pre-order it from there, hopefully. Normally you can't. Like, or is it Pulse that they both normally try to squeeze that stuff in, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh dear God, Moffex Return of Superman figures. Like I'm not buying any of the stuff. That's ridiculous.
I mean, I think you and I talked on how great their Christopher Reeve Superman looked, but it was like $250.
I had it pre-ordered and I said screw it, I don't want it, and I lost my deposit and I don't care.
That's your favorite superhero movie ever, bro.
Ever. Favorite movie, pretty much.
I was thinking Ghostbusters.
Oh well, Ghostbusters, Superman, and Tombstone are like my pillars.
I mean, those all three are basically superhero movies.
They are. Tombstone is definitely a superhero movie.
Yes.
God, it is. God, it's so great. I love Tombstone so much. Oh, this steel looks amazing. I'm not buying it, but it looks amazing.
Are you sure you're not buying it?
I'm positive I'm not buying it. And it's even in stock. God, it looks great.
Sometimes it's nicer to just admire from afar.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really nice to admire it on your shelf.
Rarely do I get the satisfaction of owning something as much as I did wanting it. Sometimes I do. Like I would say,
I think you would with that steel.
No.
It's a valiant effort, Matt, but I don't think it's going to work this time. I applaud you trying, though.
Yeah, I was going to say Deathsaurus, I think, is an example of something I really wanted, and having it is really pretty much as nice as wanting it. I can't think of many other things.
I mean, everything I buy anymore is less exciting to have than it is, anticipating it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I don't need to look at God, that just looks so great with the cape flowing and everything. Okay. Hey, people watching live, I need to go do some stuff for work. And I need to go walk the dog and stuff. So we'll see you next week. So I'm going to kill the stream.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, people on Twitch. Bye, people on Facebook. And goodbye, people on the YouTubes. That takes me a second to do because I gotta log into this page and hit end stream. If we were streaming at all, we're ending the stream. Good night. I never even looked at the YouTube chat this